Hey, favorite YouTuber of all time. Look, today I'm gonna teach you guys how we're gonna fix boxing. Boxing is corrupt, boxing's fucked up, and I know how to fix it, man. I'm the guy. Because I understand combat and I love combat. And I love boxing. To be honest with you guys, I shit on boxing a lot only because I love it so much. And you can only hate what you love. So here's how we fix boxing. First of all, get rid of all these goddamn weight classes. It's too much. It's far too much. We got a weight class every 3.5 pounds. Makes no sense. Once you get rid of the weight classes, you should go every 10 pounds, new weight class. So 100 pounds, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, all the way up to about 230. Then once you get to 230 and on is purely heavyweights. So that's the first step, because then that way it clarifies things. We don't have all these crazy champions running around, and it makes it a lot easier for the common person to understand. Secondly, we get rid of the round systems and the time system. Get that shit out of here, because the rounds ruin the fucking fight, because guys get in the flow and then they gotta stop, they go sit down for a breather, and that ruins like the flow of the fight and the true essence of boxing and endurance. I want to see how long a guy can really fight for, and to be honest with you, the fights would probably go by a lot quicker if we got rid of the round systems. And what I say when we substitute for the round system is we give each fighter 3 timeouts. Each fighter gets 3 timeouts where they get the rest for 1 minute. And what happens is once you exhaust those 3 timeouts, on the 3rd timeout, if you get knocked down or if you have to stop for any reason, the fight is over. And if you get knocked down, that counts as a timeout. So once you get knocked down, you go sit back in your corner, sit for a minute, then you come back out. And what this will do is guys have to strategically see how they're going to use their timeout. So if a guy's starting to get hurt, call a timeout. And the only way you do the timeout, you should just take a knee. That would be the way to go and call a timeout. And so by getting rid of getting rid of the round systems, fights are not only going to go quicker, but they're also going to be a better test of strategy and endurance. Because then the guys have to choose, okay, do I want to sit here all day and fight this guy? How much can I push? How much can I jab? When guys push the pace on it, it's going to make a way more interesting strategic battle as opposed to the 3 rounds where guys are stealing rounds. And I don't like the idea of stealing rounds because that can really influence and like change the way of a judge looks at things. And I also believe that with fighting, you should be able to, the fight has to come to a conclusion. It has to be finished either through submission or being knocked out, because you don't want to keep leaving it in the hands of judges. And that's the biggest part, the biggest like fault of boxing and just combat sports in general, is that too often the fight gets left to the judges. And when the fight gets left to the judges and they're scoring, because here's the thing, we all got to be honest, man. We all have to be honest here. Most of us don't know how to judge an entire round. It's too much information to collect. Like, you have a feeling like if it's a close round, it goes either way, and they usually give it to the cash cow. So rather than have the cash cow get the benefit of the doubt by giving him a round and guys performing like their best towards the end of the round, to give flash to the judges, by just eliminating that aspect, it now becomes an actual real fight. And we want to see exhaustion, because what happens is when it's exhaustion, we can see who can push the furthest, and then we get to see what really a gas tank looks like. Because I just don't like the idea of round systems. And anybody who's ever been sparring, and I like Mayweather when he used to do this, is that they would have like the doghouse fights, where they'll just be guys will just go until somebody just gave up. And usually somebody finished up after about 30, 40 minutes of fighting. And that's in like sparring. That's not even trying to really kill or hurt a guy. So if you can imagine, if guys are tapping out after 30 minutes, if you do the math in the actual fight, 12 times 3 is 36 minutes. We don't want to see guys fight for 36 minutes and then breaks in between. So really, when you add the extra 11 minutes, we're talking about 48 minutes that guy's in a ring. Nobody wants to watch that shit, man. 48 minutes is way too long for a boxing match. And most of the time, the guys are throwing away rounds in this filling out period, which is really just bullshit because they're gaming the system. And then the next thing that we need to do is create a round robin system. So for the year, we have like a double round robin system where we take the best guys and we'll have different classes. We'll have the S class, our championship class, the lowest level champion class, and then like another level class. And then by doing that, we then kind of know who is the best of the best. And we have the tournament throughout the year. Now, if guys get hurt, whatever, it's a double round robin, so you can come back and fight another guy and get back up to the top. But by having a tournament system, just like much like in wrestling, we then eliminate this idea of this fakery of who's actually the best. Because really in boxing, we don't know who's the best. We don't. We just learned that with Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou. Ngannou, who has no experience, fought Tyson Fury, and for some reason, a guy with no experience was able to take the best of all time to like the brink and go to a decision, a close decision. So what does that tell us? Is Tyson Fury really the best that boxing has to offer? Well, according to all the analysts and judges, yeah, he should be. But has he fought all the best of the best that are inside of his class? Not necessarily. He didn't fight Joshua. He didn't fight Reeves. Just a bunch of guys he never fought. So how is that fair to crown him as the heavyweight king, the lineal king? Because even the lineal champion is not even necessarily the true champion because he hasn't had a chance to fight anybody. Same thing with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson beat all these guys. He was the heavyweight champion, but the champion of what? The WBC? What are you talking about? Which champion? So get rid of all those belts, make it one belt, tournament style, and for the whole year. And then every year we renew. And the first champion, he gets the first seed, and he faces whatever the hell. And then the guys who came in last, they split that half. The bottom tier people come up to the second. And then we just basically kind of take half of the guys. So like it'll be like, what you call it? Champion class, A class, B class, C class. The top half of each class goes up to the next class. The bottom half goes down to the bottom half. And that way we have an even distribution. We have a better idea who's actually the best fighter in the sport. And then next thing I would say is get rid of the fucking big-ass gloves. I would like to see, like, the guys, they should be able to agree upon this. But I would like to see maybe do a coin flip that they either get to fight bare knuckle, MMA gloves, or like the MMA like sparring gloves, like or super small boxing gloves. So that way, the hits are not, you can't just shell up and hide. So the fights will be a lot quicker, a lot more decisive. We'll actually be able to see the damage. And then keep a referee. I think the referee's there to be safe. But the fight should only end from one of three ways. Either the guy gives up, like by tapping out from exhaustion, he gets knocked out, or his corner throws in the towel. And bro, that's how you fix boxing, man. That will make boxing so much more exciting. It will make the fight matches quicker, make the strategy better, and we'll all just overall be more entertained.